Hello, everybody. My name is Dan, and this is the Pup Fresh Podcast. I'm doing the thing. I'm doing the damn thing, is what I hear people say. Is that they're doing the damn thing? That's what I'm doing. I'm starting my podcast endeavor. This is a very popular trend, and as you know, I am a very unpopular person. So I figured, what better way to get in with all of you folk than to, start my very own podcast, the Pup Fresh Podcast. I am very late to the party, I will admit. Although I am here now, and I am about to open up a can of podcast whoop ass. I think that's a good way of saying it. I'm going to talk today, and I do apologize about the lack of quality. I'm using my iPhone right now. I'm not very prepared for this. I don't have a script. I don't have, any bullet points. I thought about making a list with bullet points on it about what I'm going to talk about and in what order, but whatever. I don't need that. I'm going to shoot with you, so to speak. I'm going to talk about Austin Jones, this dude who hold up. Let me pull him up here. He's just to cut right to it. He has asked 14-year-olds, 13-year-olds for videos of them twerking, which that's very, very much so a very, very weird thing to do. Right now I have to say the word allegations because in the past when I didn't say the word allegations on my website, publicists hit me up and say, "Hey, I know that my client may have raped somebody, but for now they are allegations, and if you don't say allegations, I will sue you." So, assuming Austin Jones has a lawyer, I'm gonna play it safe and say he allegedly solicited, twerking videos from underage girls. I also saw a video of him, and he said something like, "Hey, sorry, we can't talk anymore because when we talk I get too horny and I'm gonna keep asking you for videos," which, this guy, he's a whole different creature than what I'm used to. So, getting into things, I don't know how much you as a listener knows about the situation, but, I'm not really gonna, sit here and regurgitate everything that is posted on the website, so if you need to, feel free to stop the podcast and go to pupfresh.com and familiarize yourself with this situation, as there is a plethora. How do you like that word, plethora? First podcast, and I'm busting out the word plethora. I'm sure you as a listener, you're sitting, well, he said the word plethora, so I am now engaged in his podcast. No, I learned the word plethora from a Motion City soundtrack song. Plethora of insecurities, they said. I love that word. But yeah, there is a plethora of information regarding the situation on pupfresh.com, so be sure to visit pupfresh.com. That's my website, and Willie's website. Shout out to Willie, who, is not in this podcasting endeavor like I am. He's too busy actually posting news for the site. I just occasionally tweet and stuff. I figured this would be a good way to contribute to my site once again, and I hope that it goes well. But anyway, there's all the information about Austin Jones on pupfresh.com, and I'm sure if you don't want to go there, just search Twitter. And search his name, and there's just a ton of shit on there about this creep. So what, he hit up this girl, and I saw one of the conversations, and he did this really fucked up thing where he asked a girl to send him a video of him, of them twerking, and it's just like, I am able to acknowledge the fact that out there in the world there exists fetishes. I'm not, blind to that, and if twerking is his thing, then that's his thing. I'm holding no judgment to that, although the fact that these girls are underage and he knew that they were underage, that's kind of where things get bad. So he's, you imagine this guy, and the way that he went about it is, he was texting this girl, and he's like, "Hey, I'm having..." He said that he was having a bad day, which, it's only appropriate to to ask somebody for... Could you, like, imagine this? Like, okay, hey, hey, what's up? Oh, nothing, man. You doing okay? No. What's wrong, man? Just not having a good day. Oh, really, man? I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, like, it's just kind of a rainy day. Feeling kind of lonely. Oh, really, man? Like, I'm here for you and everything. We could talk about things. I'm just kind of gonna leave it at the fact that, it's a bad day. Oh, well, again, if there's anything I can do to help, then, well, now that you said something, like, I did have something in mind. Oh, really? Yeah, dude, absolutely. What'd you have in mind? Well, it is a pretty bad day, and yeah, I know, you told me you're having a bad day. Do you think maybe you'd, be down to, like, send me a video? Yeah, like, you want, like, me to send you a video of me, like, oh, cheer you up, how you doing? No, not that kind of video. How old are you again? I'm 14. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, so, that actually makes you a perfect candidate, to send me a video of yourself twerking! What the fuck? Who does that? Like, you're asking for a video, you're having a bad day, so the natural response is to ask for a video of somebody twerking. That's, dude, like, what the fuck? She's 14 years old. Let's just point out, or, I'm reading here somebody was 13. Oh, sorry, I was off by a year. That makes him 1 year even more creepy. But, you look at this dude, and he's, he's hitting these girls up in such a way that's like, hey, I'm having a bad day, and you are able to change that by doing this. And now, I don't know much about Austin Jones in a sense of, like, his fame or how he got famous. I did read somewhere that he's famous for YouTube, which I did YouTube him, and I just saw the fact that, he covers All Time Low and Bring Me the Horizon, which I will, say, which is just, me inserting my opinion, which apparently I'm going to be doing. He's not very good at it. I did notice a few instances where he auto-tunes and corrects his voice, which, I could do. I don't think that, I would do, like, covers very well, but, apparently you don't need to do them well, to get on the Warped Tour, which he's booked for Warped Tour, this guy, and so, you think of this dude, and he's gonna be on Warped Tour. That's a very, very scary thing, considering the fact that, like, he's this fucking predator now, but, like, he's using his celebrity, whatever you consider that to be, in order to get these videos. He's a YouTuber. Oh, I'm sorry, wait a second. He's also a Vine star. Did I forget to say that? He's, of course, Vine stars? That rare breed of human beings who are, like, dangerously hilarious for 6 seconds at a time. Like, oh, yeah, he's a Vine star. He's, this guy, he does his things. He's very creative, very creative, very hilarious. Oh, really? Yeah, I haven't really seen any of his stuff. Yeah, he's very, very hilarious, very creative, but for 6 seconds only. What? Yeah, he's hilarious. Once you get to the second number 7, it's nothing, dry, nothing, not funny. No, he's good for 6 seconds, and that's it. So, this guy's making his career, if you would call it a career, off the fact that he's funny for 6 seconds at a time. So that's a very, very odd way to, like, measure a person's celebrity. And I also think that it's like, it's 2015, and here we are. It's time to book the Warped Tour. What did we do in the late 90s? We had, revolutionary artists such as, like, Eminem, who was, like, one of the first popular white boy rappers who were busting out on the scene and breaking down all of these barriers, and, he's fucking revolutionizing the rap game, and, 16 years later, it's Warped Tour 2015, let's set the lineup, let's get somebody who's funny for 6 seconds. Like, what? Okay, I'm gonna digress on that, but, you're the celebrity, and he's using his position of power in order to obtain these sexual videos from minors, which I would consider that to be a sex crime, and if you do not consider that to be a sex crime, I think maybe you should redefine to yourself what a sex crime is, and maybe stop trying to, like, minimalize what a crime entails. I mean, he's asking for a sexual video from a 14-year-old. That, to me, is very, very messed up. So, he didn't just stop at the fact that, oh, hey, I'm having a bad day. You know, this girl, one of them that I read about, actually stood up for herself, and she was like, hey, man, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not fucking comfortable. And he's like, why not? You know, why not? I'm Austin Jones. I'm very, very, very popular on Vine. Watch me for 6 seconds. Blah. So, you know, he's, you know, using this strategy of coercion where he's manipulating this girl, belittling her, building himself up. At one point, he said, well, you know, of all the girls that messaged me, I chose you to cheer me up. Which, that is such a very, very incredibly fucked up, like, dynamic. Like, you are treating her like she is just some common fucking object that you can say that you chose. Take that in for a second. Like, you know, you're at the fucking store. You're at the supermarket. Let's take fruit, for example. How about a pear? Let's talk about a pear. You go to a supermarket and there's a bunch of pears there. What do is you choose which one you want. You put it in your bag. You go on your day. You have a fucking pear. That's a thing. That's an object. A human being is not like that. And that is a problem with just men in general and society in general, is that we have this entitled attitude to where we, men, we feel like we have the right. We feel like we have the jurisdiction to look at females and say, you are the one I choose to send me videos of yourself shaking your ass, you 14-year-old, whatever. You know, we feel like we are in control of the fact that a woman, if she doesn't give us enough, she is a prude bitch, but the second she gives us too much, she's also considered a whore. We think that we make that label. We think that we choose what is worthy for us, and that is fucking wrong. That is what Austin Jones is doing, and he has done time and time again, according to all of this plethora of examples of him just getting these girls to send videos of them shaking their ass. And, you know, I'm sure when this comes out, he's going to play it off as like this innocent act of, oh, haha, twerking's in right now, it's this funny thing. No, it is a very, very fucking creepy sexual thing that you are using coercion to make these girls do. You are manipulating, you are taking advantage. It is fucking wrong. And who are you, Austin Jones, to feel as though you have any authority over anybody to fucking begin with? I'm sorry, as human beings, in a broad sense, we don't have authority over anybody. You have authority if you're at a job and you can tell somebody what to do. That is job related. But when it comes to sex, nobody has authority over another person's body. That is a fucking fact. Austin Jones, you act like this authority figure. You act like you're on your fucking high-ass horse. Oh, I make 6-second videos. I sing all-time low songs. I'm the person who's gonna tell you how to shake your ass and where to do it. And you're like, oh, hey, boo, you wanna send me a picture of your ass and you wanna shake it for me? No, you don't do that. That is fucking wrong. It is. And you know, anybody that's defending this, I'm sorry, but this is the mindset that you need to break yourself from. You need to stop and realize that we don't get to choose. Men, we need to realize that we need to be better. We are lucky. They are not the lucky ones. Trust me, this 14-year-old is not lucky that you chose her to fucking sexually solicit videos from. Okay? She's not lucky. We are lucky that we have these powerful women who bring so much joy to our lives and contribute so much positivity to us. Okay? We are the lucky ones. She is not fucking lucky. Nobody I need to cool down. I'm sorry. Podcast number 1. I'm about to blow a gasket. Okay? But I'm serious. This is a very, very serious thing, and it speaks to a bigger picture. Austin Jones, do I think he's the most famous, influential person in the world? Fuck no. Do I think that if it was like Like if it came out that Will Smith was doing the same thing, do I think it would have more of an impact and maybe open more people's eyes? Absolutely. In fact, I don't see any other news site really covering this issue, which makes me sick. This guy is somewhat in the public eye, at least to a select demographic of YouTube fans. I mean, but you think of this guy and he's very low on the what you would consider to be a celebrity. I think I will acknowledge that he's on the come up and that he is, he has made a name for himself thus far. But, that is a very dangerous thing, the way that he went about doing it. You think of how YouTube has really come into prominence. Did I just say Providence? No, it did not come into a city in Rhode Island. No, it came into prominence, somewhat recently. And, it's this new avenue for individuals to obtain fame and to be self-made, which I think is a very, very great thing. I think that it's great that we have that technology and we have, we don't really need to rely on the system, so to speak, in order to get big, but it's also a very dangerous thing because there's nobody regulating it. Do you think Austin Jones has a publicist who's saying, hey, man, you got to kind of watch what you're doing? No, he doesn't. He's self-made. That is respectable, but it's also like, you consider who these YouTubers are. And I don't want to generalize them. I don't want to put them into a box. But when I think of this situation, this is what I think. I think that this is a guy who normally would not be a celebrity, and he's now cast as such. And that is dangerous because I feel as though if you're not groomed for that, you never learn the ropes, so to speak. You never really understand what comes with that title of celebrity figure. And, you think of, like, famous actors and actresses from the past who've gotten big. It's like they went through all of that. They went through, getting the agents to get their break, and they went through, like, the classes, and I'm sure that they learned some stuff. These guys, he got an acoustic guitar. He probably got Pro Tools and some auto-tune program and made a name for himself. He found a way to be hilarious for 6 seconds at a time and made a name for himself. And there's nobody really showing this guy the ropes. You think of, like, front porch step. I mean, yeah, there's probably more of an opportunity for him to, like, receive some kind of, like, guidance, but, he's a fucking really messed up individual. But then, like, you look at, like, a person like V1I, who everybody has seemed to have forgotten about. If you don't remember him, he's the one that got a minor drunk and, partook in some sexual acts with them, which, there's so much information about that happened earlier this year, and that people seem to have kind of forgotten about, and they don't really care, which I think, I don't want that to happen to this Austin Jones kid. You think of V1I, at least he kind of took ownership for what he did, he apologized, but, I still don't think that that's enough to, forgive the guy. I think that, Austin Jones is this guy, he's has this taste of attention. He probably never got that attention before, and now he is abusing it. You suddenly get all of these fans, and you don't know what the fuck to do with them. I don't really know what that's like because nobody's ever really seemed to like me or enjoy what I do. But, like, I would imagine that that's kind of like, in a sense, you start to feel invincible. You're Austin Jones, you're funny for 6 seconds, you have 200,000 followers on Twitter, and now you feel like you can hit any girl up, and they'll do anything for you. And, it may work sometimes, but there may be people who expose you. And it's great that we have those people. And I actually want to take a second to acknowledge that these people who came forward and shared their stories are such fucking strong individuals who deserve all the acknowledgement, all the thank you in the world for being so courageous to share their stories, because that's a hard thing to do. Imagine, you wanna come out here and you wanna discuss, I don't know, like somebody that may have done something like this, but they're, like, very important. Nobody's gonna believe you. These girls are sharing their stories. They're providing proof, which makes it easier, but it's still it very much so is a hard thing to do. So, a special shout out to those who have come forward with their stories, and, we all appreciate what you're doing. And, I can't stress enough how you are so much more strong of an individual than I can ever hope to be. So thank you for that. But, back to this, it's like this guy, he feels invincible, and feels like, he can hit anybody up to do anything to feed his sexual desires. And it's really it needs to be focused on. There's no guideline for these YouTubers getting famous. There's nothing to like help them out and show them the ropes. I think that it should be general human nature to know that if there's a 14-year-old, you don't ask her for a video of her shaking her ass. But maybe this guy he's lost, and I hope that he gets the help that he deserves. I'm not going to come out here and say that I wish all of this ill will toward him. I do think that if he were to like choke on a bag of dicks or fucking get hit by a bus or something like that, like I wouldn't really mind. Like if the guy ended up I don't know, just happening to fall off a cliff or something, it's like that shit happens. Like I wouldn't really mind, but like I'm not gonna wish terrible things to him, because that's just not a good approach to take. I hope more so than anything that he takes this and learns from it, and maybe suffers some sort of consequence, but also learns from his mistakes, takes ownership, and does the right thing. But This is what happens when you have this avenue to get famous very quickly for not having much talent, and you also have the convenience of texting, of Twitter, of all of these ways to approach your fans. It's so easy to send a picture. It's so easy to send a message. It's so easy to shake your ass on camera. And it's very, very dangerous. And I think that this needs to be an example of how we, view these celebrities. They aren't these, figures that are so high up there that we'll do anything for them. This is Austin Jones. This is a fucking nobody. You, any girl listening to this, any woman listening to this, you are a human being. Nobody can ever take that away from you. You are equal to everybody around you, and you owe nothing to nobody. No matter how famous Austin Jones thinks that he is, no matter how hilarious he can be in increments of 6 seconds, he is a fucking nobody. He has no authority over you, and nobody does. We need to stop viewing these figures in such a way that we are happy that they are just talking to us. He's talking to you because he wants something from you. You need to be cautious of that. And none of that, anything that you took part in is not your fault at all. It's just, we need, from now on, we need to look at this and we need to absolutely learn from it. Man, how long has this been going for? This has been going for 22 minutes now. I feel as though I touched on a lot that is very important that I don't think that I could have gotten out in just like a Twitter rant. This is my first podcast, which I hope that I'm doing it right. I'm sure there are a lot of flub-ups there where like I don't really know how to say certain words or whatever, and I'm very new to this, and I'm probably talking way too fast. I don't really have that great of a voice. I'm recording this with my iPhone. I didn't really have a script to go off of. I didn't really come in here organized. I just said, hey, I'm gonna fucking start a podcast today. So I hope that it was good. If you enjoyed what I said, what I had to say, please, feel free to say something. But yeah, I mean, this is a very unfortunate situation that happened. I really hope that there's some consequence for this guy. I hope that all the parties involved, I hope everybody's okay. I hope that he didn't physically harm anybody. I hope everybody's safe, and I hope everybody is feeling secure, and I hope that nobody is being brought down by this prick anymore. I saw that he's kicked off of the tour that he was currently on, which is great. There's a petition out there right now to get him kicked off of Warped Tour, which I encourage everybody to sign. I know that I personally did sign it already. So there's a link for that on our website too, I believe. So, or just search it. I'm sure that you can find it. This guy, man, like, he's a Vine star. A Vine star. Unbelievable. Okay, that's my podcast, my first one. Thank you very much for listening. I don't know if I'm going to do it again. We'll see. We'll see what the response is. I don't know if I have much to talk about, but we'll see. Thank you very much. I don't know how to end this. You can tell that I'm inexperienced with the podcasting world because I don't know how to end it. Do you just end it? Like, am I talking? Is there like a certain word that I just, oh, that's it. Goodbye. Like, I don't know. I don't have a send-off yet. I think I need to brand myself. I need to get that send-off. I need to, find a place to just stop talking, and I need to just stop